Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Cabin Fever, and this movie's directed by Eli Roth, and it came out in 2002, and I thought this movie was a lot of fun, and it was a big surprise to me because I've never seen this movie before, and it just came in this Terror Times 10 collection pack, and I was just curious as to what it was like, and I was expecting something to be kind of cheesy and not too great because the previous two horror movies that came in this collection that I reviewed already were not the best, but I decided to give this movie a chance, and surprisingly enough, I thought it was a lot better than the previous two movies that I talked about, and probably the best movie I've reviewed on my channel in like, I don't even know how long, but it was just so much fun for me, and there was a lot of energy to the movie. The comedy in this movie worked really well, and this movie knows exactly what it is, and it delivers exactly what you would want. Like, do you want violence? It's got it. Do you want comedy that's really goofy? It's got it. Do you want dark comedy? It's got it. Like, any form of really fun entertainment is just found in this movie, and that's what I really like about it, except for one thing, which I will get into later. But for now, let's continue talking about what I liked about it, and I thought the performances were good, and they really sell these characters, and there are some characters that in any other horror movie, I would really dislike them and want them to just get out of here and or them to be just killed off. But in this movie, since it's like it's kind of self-aware and it knows what it is, and it's like a dark comedy in a horror movie, their actions in this movie just make sense, and they never break character, and any decision a character makes, even if it's stupid, it makes sense for the character to do that in that situation because they were built up to react or behave in a certain way, and they never move away from it. And any stupid decision that characters make in this movie, I just kind of laugh at, and I take them as jokes, and there's a lot of really funny stuff in the first act of the movie, and the first act is absolutely hilarious. I was fully into it, on board, and just ready for it, and then the story begins, and then the plot gets going, and from there it kind of stops being funny and becomes more serious, and sure, that makes sense, and that would be where my main issue with this movie, and that is, although this is a comedy, it's also supposed to be kind of scary at times, but when it came to the horror, all of the elements were there, but unfortunately I wasn't scared by anything, and I just didn't feel as though like it was effective as it could have been, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm missing here, but I didn't feel it, and that might also have to do with the fact that although I found this movie to be very funny, there were points in this movie where I was laughing, but I wasn't sure if it was with the movie or at the movie. And one example would be that when everything's going wrong, and there's a character that's basically like, she's saying that it's like she knows she's gonna die, and like, what are you gonna do? And you might as well just do the most insane thing because it doesn't even matter. That's basically what she says, but I'll say something that's a lot closer to what she says, and she kind of compares it to like a plane crash, like everyone's screaming left and right, and you all know that you're gonna die, and you just want to take care of the person next to you and and just screw them, basically. And then you get a sex scene right after that, and it's hilarious to me, because I'm just thinking, who talks like this? And that was really funny to me. And the third act of this movie is absolutely hilarious, and it completely pays off in ways that I was not expecting, and there are reincorporations in this movie that I thought were really clever, and the comedy never fails for me, and any jokes that I feel as though it's trying to have in the movie, it always works. And it's very funny and just completely entertaining. But it's just that horror that left me wanting more from it. And this movie does kind of feel like it's a bit of a parody of horror movies. And I don't take off points for it for doing that because I do feel as though it came out during the time where it was popular to do that, like with Scream, Scary Movie, and a bunch of other stuff that I'm just not thinking of right now. But I do feel as though it was like kind of inspired to do stuff like that, and with that element to it, it makes it so much more entertaining to me. And there's lots of really funny lines in this movie, and it's really dark comedy, but I feel as though it works in this movie, and I can't think of any other way you could have approached it. And I thought the violence in this movie was well done, and it never looked goofy, or unintentionally goofy, I should say. Like, all of the elements to make a scary movie are there. I just didn't really feel scared by anything, unfortunately, which is the worst part about it. But it's really difficult for that to ruin the entire movie for me, because I had a lot of fun watching this movie still. Like, a movie like Army of Darkness, I wasn't scared by anything in that movie, but the movie is so entertaining to me that, like, I could easily watch it again. And I feel as though the goals of the movie, or that movie in particular, was to just be like really funny and entertaining, and like just go with it. And it wasn't too concerned about being scary, or at least from memory. Whereas this movie, it kind of has both in mind, kind of like Evil Dead 2, but it still succeeds well enough to the point where I can recommend it. It's a good movie, it's hilarious, and if you don't mind dark comedy, then this is a great film. And there are some things that I feel is going to be really just disturbing to some people, but for me, I found it to be pretty funny, and it had a great third act, a really great first act. Second act, that's where the movie isn't super great for me because it's trying to scare me, but the rest of it is great. So check this movie out when you get the chance, and I'm going to give Cabin Fever a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Cabin Fever, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be from this collection yet again, it's going to be for The Possession. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.